Hello everybody, so welcome to this new lecture. In this lecture I will show you exactly how PVS works and in which situation I have used it before. So this will be a very nice drawing. I don't know if it'll be nice, but I will try to make it nice. so, so first of all, when you install PVS, you must install new server. Okay, so first of all, we have here the server. So what you're doing when you install PVS is that you must build two VM. Why I say two VM? Because of course when you have PVS, you want to have two PVS. If there is one was not working, you want another one. But of course you can have one PVS. It's like you want, of course. So on these two VM, I will install two 2016. Okay, this is my OS, and after I will install PVS here uh, on this server. So I go and retrieve the ISO of PVS, and after I will start to install PVS here. Okay, so I install PVS here, and after I can install PVS here, but first I must just finish the first installation to add this one to the cluster. So it's like a cluster. It's not a cluster really, huh? But so here after the PVS, something important is that you must have a storage. Why? Because you will have to save the vdisk. We will see exactly what is a vdisk after, and first just the prerequisite. Okay, so after, what you need is two solution. Okay, you can use the hard disk on these two VM. Okay, it must be very fast hard disk, and you have a way after to do replication manually here, and between the two of them, or you can use for example a CIFS, for example on a NAS with high availability, or you can use these two hard disk and make a copy of the vdisk between the two hard disk with a software like RoboCopy. Okay, but this is, we'll see all that, RoboCopy. Okay, so now what is the magic of the product is that we're going to imagine two solutions that I really created. So I have a really return of experience about these two solutions. So we must think about the first solution is that you have in your company Xenapp and Xendesktop and Xendesktop. And of course, when you are talking about more Xendesktop, because normally you don't have free files on Xenapp, you can have free files on Xendesktop, okay, like VDI. So let's say that you have maybe 300 user in your company, and this 300 user need a Windows 10 VM. Okay, so they need it. Okay, just to be able to run a Windows 10, and of course you say that why? Because maybe this friend user has a power application, so you don't want to install it on Xenapp. You want to install it on the 300 user for Windows 10 VM. Okay, for example. So normally when you will create this 300 VM, so if you have to create different VM, you have several approach. Okay, so the first one is to use MCS. MCS is a Xenapp and it's an Xendesktop solution who is gonna use linked mode. I encourage you to see my lecture on MCS deep dive. The second solution is of course to create them manually. So for example, you can have solution like SCCM or MDT, or the two together, of course. Or if you don't have a lot of money, you can use WDS from Windows 2016 on the box, and you can manually create all these VM. The problem is that if you do it manually, you have really an issue about the storage, because if you have 300 VM, just imagine the size of the storage. Okay. The other solution, of course, is to use PVS. Okay. So let's say that I need 300 VM. Okay. So what I will do is the following: is that I will create a master. Okay, so let me show you how magic is it. So I will create a master. Okay, so master, what is a master? A master is just a Windows 10 VM or Windows 7. You will see all the operating systems that are working with PVS. Okay, you have Windows 7, Windows 8, blah, blah. And I install Windows 10 here. And like I need I took 300 VM for Xendesktop here. After that, I will install the VDA. Okay, the VDA. And in the choice, you remember that when you install the VDA, you have a choice create a master. So I do create a master. Create a master. And of course, when I will create a master, I install the VDA. So here on this VM, I will have here the VDA ready. And when I install the VDA, what is happening is that he will talk with the delivery controller. Remember the broker. Okay. So, but all this you know it now. So now the magic is that when your VM is ready, is working, you will map the ISO of PVS, and you have a choice with target preparation. So you have a choice to install an imaging wizard. Imaging wizard. So what is this imaging wizard? Is that the process of imaging wizard is going to take the hard disk of this master, and when you do that, he will, of course, save the hard disk, and he will save it through the network, and you will save it on this hard drive. Okay, remember the robocopies, AFS, blah, 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 we'll see all that. So he will save it here on one of the hard drive here, okay? And when you will save it here on the PVS, so let's say that here in your PVS, let's say on the E drive, for example, you will have your VDisk. So for example, let's say Windows 10 VDA VDisk. And the extension is VHD or VHDX. So we use VHDX, okay? So now that my master was here, that I did a convert, because it's like a conversion, convert. It's like if, for example, when you do P2V. You remember when you do P2V in VMware, Hyper-V, Xen, you take a physical server and you create just a disk, just a file. So when you have this master, you copy it here, and what is happening now? I'm going to go all down here, and what's happening now is that when you have your VDisk here, of course, you want it, so because remember that our goal is to create 300 VM, okay, for Xendesktop. So what you do after is that in your hypervisor, what happens is that you will create a template, okay? So you create a template, so you can take this this master here. You can take this master, okay? So you can take the master and do a copy, a clone. Okay, a clone. So let's say it's master clone. Okay, and after, with this master clone, what you will do is that you create a template. So, and after that, you create a template. Okay, so this will be a template, but really a template, huh? Not a copy, a template. And when you create the template, what you will do is that the hard disk, because of course there's a hard disk here, you will delete the hard disk. Wow, this is really something fantastic. You will delete the virtual hard disk. So that means that this template will be diskless. And so this template has no disk. So you will save it. So it will not boot, of course. Yes, it will, because what I will do is that I will go after on my PVS console. So I will go here on my PVS console. So I will go after on my PVS console, and I have a wizard to create a Xendesktop catalog. Okay, so Xendesktop catalog. Wow, fantastic. So what is a Xendesktop catalog? Is that when you run this, he will ask you, of course, first he will ask you the IP or the FQDN of your broker, so the delivery controller. And after that, he will ask you the IP or the FQDN of your hypervisor. And after that, let's go more down. He will ask you to select the template. So this one. So you will select the template. And of course, the template plus, and this is where magic is coming, plus the vdisk. And the vdisk, of course, will be in standard mode. When we say in standard mode, we say that it will allow multiple target, so multiple target, and will be on read only. Okay, of course we need a cache, we'll see that after. Okay, so you choose all this, and he will ask you to create a collection. A collection here on PVS, it's just all the MAC address of all these 300 VMs. So you create a collection. Let's say it's for I don't know, admin guys. They need their Windows 10 workstation VM, and with this you create collection admin. And after you will tell him where in Active Directory he must create the account, okay, for the VDI, and that's all. What is happening after is that he will, and this is amazing. Let's take the blue one. What is the result of that? The result is that he will create 300 VM with no disk, and what is happening is that in the PVS server stored in the database, he will create a collection admin, and he will create the name of all your 300 VM. Okay, so you will have the name of your 300 VM and the MAC address of the 300 VM. So you will have a list of 300 VM, okay, with 300 MACs, and of course automatically they will have the vdisk, the Windows 10 vdisk, of course, mapped to this one. And what is happening after is that, and this is the final result, is that after, of course, you will create a delivery group in the studio. So what is happening after is that if you have, for example, 150 users who are coming, working in the morning, so you can, of course, use the power management to power on this VM. And when this VM will do a power on, let's say we're gonna take the example of, I know, 5 VM. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 3 VM, when you will do a power on, they will be on a network boot, and they will find in the DHCP 2 options, 66 and 67. This is the IP of the PVS, and this is the bootstrap. So what is a bootstrap? It's just a small file will be copied here to the VM via the TFTP. Okay. And what's happening is that when they will boot with the bootstrap will ask to the PVS, does this MAC address is in the database? Yes. And what is the vdisk? And so what is happening now is that through the PVS, the PVS is going to start to stream the vdisk. Wow. It's like a video in YouTube. So he will stream here on all these vdisk, and he will just send the exactly I/O and the block of the vdisk that this machine needs. Okay, so and this is really incredible. And of course your network must be accurate, must have minimum 1 gig. You can do a lot of optimization, but it's working like a charm. It's really fantastic. So this is just a small, introduction, because I wanted to really make a small drawing before going in details about installing all the solution. Um, so let's do a stop recording here, and we'll see us in the next lecture. Okay, bye bye.